Well, happening now, Attorney General Eric Holder announcing an investigation to hunt down the source of the leaks of U.S. military secrets and determine whether to bring criminal charges in the Wikileaks case. Joining us now, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who serves on the Homeland Security, Armed Services, and Judiciary Committees. And Senator, we're going to talk to you both as a lawmaker and also as a lawyer here with this announcement by the Attorney General going after the source, presumably the military official that leaked these documents. In your opinion, do you think we should be going after anybody else?
Well, we need to go after anybody that was involved in releasing classified information. I applaud the Attorney General for trying to find the source of the leak. This is definitely, in my view, a crime. I haven't looked at the documents, but if the press reports are accurate, the London Times, I think, indicated today that the documents revealed informants, gave detailed information about how we were operating in certain villages, and probably has put at risk people in Afghanistan who've been helping coalition forces. It undermines the war effort. It'll make it very hard for allies in the future to share information with us if they believe it's going to be leaked to the press. So I applaud the Attorney General, and I'm willing to prosecute anybody that led to undermining the war effort.
And would that include going after WikiLeaks?
Yes. I mean, as far as I know, there's no immunity for a website to be able to pass on classified documents. It is a crime. It's a crime for the person to steal the documents. It is a crime for someone to publish them. And if they're a military member, they can be court-martialed. If you're a civilian, you could be prosecuted in Article 3 civilian court for passing along classified information. And this is not just a theoretical event. I think it has put people at risk in Afghanistan.
And let's talk about that, because you were actually in Afghanistan just a few weeks ago. Based on what you know about these documents, how much information do you think was actually compromised here?
Well, I think what you've compromised is the ability to collect information in the future, because it will get out pretty quickly in Afghanistan that people in the past who have cooperated with coalition forces, the fact that they cooperated is now known to the enemy. So put yourself in the shoes of someone in Afghanistan. If you're in a village and you have a coalition or American commander come up to you and ask for your assistance, wouldn't this make it more chilling for you, make you more reluctant to help? This has really hurt the war effort in the short term. I don't know about the long term, and the people responsible for it have put people's lives at risk, and they should be prosecuted.
Well, on that, Senator, on both the Republican and the Democrat side in Washington, we've heard two different messages, really. We've heard the denouncing of these leaks, saying that this is terrible, that this has gotten out. On the other hand, though, we're also hearing we knew about this before, these reports are fairly insignificant, and the information itself is not that big of a deal. So those are two different messages. How do you expect to have the momentum to go after whoever the source is if that's the message that the public is getting right now?
Well, we're a rule of law nation. You can't allow an individual soldier or member of an organization to decide on their own what to share with the public at large that's classified, that's deemed to be secret. So I think what's going to win out is that the American people are going to be convinced over time that releasing these documents has put people's lives at risk in Afghanistan. It's made it harder for our troops to get people on our side because they're going to be risk averse. The Afghan government says that the people who did this are morally and legally responsible for any harm that comes to people in Afghanistan. Allies are going to be more reluctant to help. So I think that will win out.
Well, let me pick up on that a little bit as well, because the Washington Post today had an interesting interview with a very controversial former official in Pakistan who said that this leak, and again, you have to consider the source here, because the thought is that he has been working with the Taliban. Yes, exactly. He was saying that this is going to give Washington the excuse to say that we have undermined the war efforts and we are going to get out of Afghanistan. This is just one more push to get out of the country, and it's going to become an excuse of sorts. Do you think politically it will be used that way?
Well, anybody that tries it is going to run into the obvious question, what happens if we leave? This shouldn't be an excuse to stop fighting in Afghanistan. It should be an opportunity to let the Afghan people know we're not going to tolerate this. So if the people responsible are prosecuted to the full extent of the law, it makes it less likely to happen in the future, which will help the war effort. So the Attorney General's on the right track. And I dare say that Republicans and Democrats would have a hard time justifying allowing someone to do this. If they get to be identified, they should be prosecuted. And if they're prosecuted, it helps correct the problem. But if you're looking for a way out of Afghanistan, there's probably plenty of arguments you can make, but you own the fact that we left without getting the job done right. So if you want to be the senator or the congressman that says, let's leave Afghanistan where the Taliban can come back, then you own the consequences of what's going to happen next.
All right.
And they will be devastating.
And we will continue to watch the developing story as it seems to be developing every day here, Senator. Real quick,
Sure.
I want to switch gears just to talk